Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. As I said, I'm very glad to get to speak to you today. I want to give you some sense of the range of free and accessible online learning materials that MIT has shared with the world. We provide these materials in the spirit of MIT and as long many other universities like MIT, whose core mission is to really advance knowledge around the world and to share that knowledge as freely as we possibly can. And I applaud, I appreciate your interest in continuing to learn in as many ways and as much as we all possibly can. I'll start with MIT OpenCourseWare, which was founded nearly 20 years ago in response to how should MIT respond to the growth of the internet? How might this change education? And the decision was made at that time. It was a brave and a little bit radical idea to just give the materials away and let's see what happens. The goal was to share materials from across the MIT curriculum and license it openly so that people can download, remix, reuse those materials for any purposes that they want. We expected that most of the users would be educators using the syllabi, the lecture notes, the problem sets in their own teaching. And we were amazed at how much independent learners, curious people from around the world, and students at all different levels were coming to the site. So at this point, here, nearly 20 years later, MIT OpenCourseWare has materials from over 2,500 courses, 2,500 courses on our live website. And it truly spans the entire MIT curriculum, from the most basic undergraduate subjects to the most advanced, graduate treatments of many of these subjects. And frequently, you'll see multiple versions of a given topic taught from different perspectives. The way that probability is used, for instance, in different disciplines, it's very interesting to see, and you can do that in OpenCourseWare. You can see how neuroscience applies probability and how computer science applies probability. It's all there within OpenCourseWare. A couple of other things to know about the OpenCourseWare model. We say that knowledge is your reward for using OpenCourseWare. We don't offer certificates or any kind of credit for using these materials. We share the materials and you do with them as much or as little as makes sense for you. Your learning with OpenCourseWare is self-paced, self-directed. I know many people find personal study groups that they can work with on these things. They find other ways to work together, but we don't include that as part of the website experience. I mentioned the open license, and that's really important part of OpenCourseWare. Not only is it free for you to access online, but you can download it. There are zip files that contain all the materials for each MIT OpenCourseWare course you can download, carry with you, use offline, remix, edit, and adapt consistent with the terms of that license. We love the advanced learning environments that people are creating with good online connectivity. It's amazing, but we know that not everybody has that, not all the time. So it's very important to us to be able to provide these materials in the most transferable way that you can carry it with you across all your devices, and it works well. I would also mention that we have many lecture videos as part of the OpenCourseWare collection, and we share those out on YouTube as well as on the OpenCourseWare site. I'm going to jump over here for a minute to the live OpenCourseWare site, just to give a better flavor for what is there. So on OpenCourseWare, as I said, we've got 2,500 courses. There's a lot of material here. Different ways to find courses you can get to through the Find Courses by Topic, for instance. I imagine that many in the audience here may be interested in, for instance, what's happening in machine learning and artificial intelligence. You'll find that under the computer science topic, say artificial intelligence. And here's a list of all of the courses that we have dealing with artificial intelligence. That's a long list of things. If you specifically want video lectures on artificial intelligence, you can select this filter. We don't have video for anywhere near all of our courses. The primary goal was to represent the whole curriculum. So most courses on OpenCourseWare are kind of text-based, syllabus, notes, reading list, and problem sets. And about 200 of the courses have a lot of video. One of the most popular courses on OpenCourseWare is this artificial intelligence class by the late Patrick Henry Winston. It's got full lecture videos, which you see here. It's got kind of problem solving or section videos that dive more deeply into each subject. Additional tutorial information here. It's a really, really complete course. Another thing, if we have any educators in the audience here today, for a couple hundred of OCW courses, we have this section called Instructor Insights, where we speak to the instructors about the craft of teaching, why they teach the way they do, and it's a really powerful complement to the teaching materials themselves. So to hear Patrick Henry Winston, who has been teaching this course for many years, talk about how he creates his lectures so that they work well in a large lecture hall. It's very inspiring to teachers, to talk about the craft of teaching, to build the capacity, build everyone's capacity to share best practices about that. We're very excited to be able to share that kind of information as well. If you are, say, a younger student, kind of approaching college, the OCW Scholar Collection is a collection of about 18 courses on foundational STEM subjects: math, science, physics, biology. And these are complete subjects, complete materials that people can use to get started. Many of the things that you might study in your first year or so of university. This is a very popular collection as well. So I'll jump back out of OpenCourseWare here to the presentation and talk about a couple of other programs that are very complementary to OpenCourseWare. But first, I wanted to say, a little bit about what sort of use we get from people in Algeria right now. This is the list of the top 10 courses that have been visited from the past year. This is actually a little different than the world at large. These are tend to be a little bit more advanced. It suggests to me that people that are sort of higher levels in their university education are coming to OCW more than people at the introductory levels. So computer system security being number one is a really strong message. People are working really hard and thinking hard about what's really important out here in the world. I would say also, about 50,000 visits to OpenCourseWare last year, and during the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic months, traffic nearly doubled from Algeria. So people are staying home and putting their time at home to good use, continuing to learn, even if maybe schools are shut down. So that's great to see. So in addition to OpenCourseWare, MIT has provided other types of open online experiences. And I'll just speak briefly about these. The MITx program, which is MIT's offering on the edX MOOC platform, provides hundreds of complete courses that you can register for, and they come with interactive assessments where you can check your work at each step of the way. They come with discussion forums so you can work with your fellow students and have interaction with the instructors. So it is more of a complete course experience. You can choose to audit MITx courses for free, and you have access to all of the materials. But if you want, you can also get a credential that's optional for a small fee. Nowhere near what it would cost, say, to go to university in the United States. There are different ways to package these individual MITx courses together. One of the most interesting ways is in this MicroMasters program, which is, you can think of it as like the first term, the first semester of a master's degree, 4 to 6 courses usually, and you can take them individually, but you can also get a credential for the entire program and carry that around, and that's very interesting both to potential employers, and you can also use it in application to a full residential master program at MIT and also many other universities, a growing number of universities around the world. You can learn more about the MIT MicroMasters programs at the link here, micromasters.mit.edu. Lastly, this is a new offering that kind of sits between the wide open, no registration, no credit version of material we do with OpenCourseWare and the MITx register, get credit type of model. Open Learning Library is a fairly new kind of experimental program we've been running that combines selected content from MITx courses, maybe ones that aren't running actively right now, other courses that are currently on OCW but have some of this interactive assessment character, and other MIT programs. The goal here on Open Learning Library is to provide free courses. They're always going to be free. They're always going to be available, that have the interactive assessments. You know, it's short video, check your work, check your understanding. Another short video, check your work. That kind of instructional design. There are no discussion forums or credentials active in Open Learning Library, but it's a really complete course experience for people who are doing independent learning. And I'll highlight, there's a great Introduction to Machine Learning course that we've been trying to get on OpenCourseWare for many years, trying to get on MITx for many years. Well, this is where it showed up now. And I know machine learning is one of the most important topics out there in the world right now. This is the place to go to get open access to MIT's teaching about Introduction to Machine Learning. I thank you for your attention and look forward to the discussion later. Thank you.